Hello everyone. In this video we will be studying about Alexopoulos system of classification, which is for fungal classification. And here we will study different aspects about fungal classification, which is done nearly in 1962, and it holds good for a introductory level. This classification is very practicable and very handy in nature. That's why we will be following this particular system and we will discuss this system in detailed manner. So Alexopoulos divided fungi into division Mycota, and he subdivided them into two subdivisions called Myxomycotina and Eumycotina. And Myxomycotina, these subdivisions have been subdivided into different classes, and Myxomycotina is divided in one class called Myxomycetes, and all other classes will come under Eumycotina, that is true fungi. And Eumycotina has got Chytridiomycetes, Hypocytridiomycetes, Omycetes, Plasmodiophoromycetes, Zygomycetes, and Trichomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes as the classes, and two more Deuteromycetes and lichens as called as form classes. That means there are artificial groups which are created to bring other organisms into the system of classification. Among these, we call the first six orders of the classes of the Eumycota as Phycomycetes or lower fungi, and two classes Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes along with the Deuteromycetes are called as higher fungi. So this is the overall classification of the up to class level classification of the Alexopoulos system. Let us further verify what is the distinctiveness considered for this classification, how these classes have been divided into different categories, how the fungi have been grouped. Let us learn that particular aspect. So first, the Mycota, division Mycota has considered further divided based on presence and absence of cell wall in somatic phase. So suppose the somatic phase, absence of cell wall in somatic phase, then those aspects have been placed in under Myxomycotina, and the groups which show presence of cell wall in their somatic phase have been placed as the Eumycotina. Now let us, and this Myxomycotina, that is the subdivision, and this Myxomycotina subdivision has been further classified as a single class, that is Myxomycetes. And what are the characteristics of Myxomycetes? Myxomycetes are the commonly called as slime molds, and they are having animal-like somatic phase and plant-like propagative phase. So they are the in between animal and plant the lineages, and cell wall is absent in somatic phase, and cellulosic cell wall is present in spores. This is very interesting feature of that. In somatic phase there is no cell wall. When it comes to the spores, there will be a cell wall, and the somatic phase is called as plasmodium. That is very predominant in nature. Then during sporulation, plasmodium stage converts to fructifaction stage. This is very important aspect what we can learn about this particular Myxomycetes. Then these are subdivided into two subclasses, and we are not going to deal with those subclasses and all. We will be having overview of these classes. Then we can see some examples for these Myxomycetes, that is slime molds. Ceratiomyxa, Rhizarum, and Didyminium is the example for this particular class Myxomycetes. Then how this Eumycota has been subdivided. So I made my own keys to understand the distinctiveness of these characters, and based on that you can understand that the first key to separate the lichens is the lichens are the fungal forms which are associated with algae, and those it is considered as a, as we have overviewed earlier, it is a form, class form. It is not a proper class, it is a class form. So here it is associated with the algae and other groups are not associated with the algae. Then if other groups are not associated with the algae, among them we can see two very important classes, and mycelium is cenocytic and aseptate. If mycelium is with multinucleate without any septas, then that particular group is termed as Phycomycetes or lower fungi, and it has got 6 classes among them. And mycelium is with without cenocytic and aseptate, that means with the binucleate or multinucleate but septate, then it is called as higher fungi. There are three classes in this, and we will be looking each and every in detailed manner. So further, this Phycomycetes, when it comes to the Phycomycetes have classed based on basically cenocytic and aseptate. Along with that, further we can classify the 6 classes of the Phycomycetes based on asexual reproduction through non-motile spores. If it takes place, asexual reproduction takes place through non-motile spores, then there are 2 classes which will have well developed mycelium with the terrestrial habitat. Then that group comes under Zygomycetes. And then if not, thallus is attached to the intestinal tract or the exoskeleton of the arthropods, then it comes to the Trichomycetes. So asexual non-motile spores is very important. So here asexual reproduction characters has been taken as a distinct characters to delimit the groups, and further based on their thallus, nature of the thallus and their habitat, it has been considered. This is more or less like a parasite or symbiont on other organisms, not parasite basically, and this is terrestrial in habitat. So further we will move Phycomycetes based on asexual reproduction through motile spores. If they are motile spores, here we have taken the nature of zoospores. It is very important. So nature of zoospores have been classified, and based on that, if the zoospores are biflagellate and if they are uniflagellate, what will be the classes? So how we can distinguish further classes? So within biflagellate zoospores, we can see the flagella with equal flagella with well developed mycelium, then that particular class is Oomycetes. Unequal flagella with the plasmodial thallus, then it is called as Plasmodiophoromycetes. Then in uniflagellate zoospores, if the organism is producing uniflagellate zoospores, then if the position of the zoospore is posterior with the whiplash type of flagella, then they belongs to Chytridiomycetes. If the uniflagellate zoospore is anterior in position with the tinsel type flagella, then they belongs to Hypochytridiomycetes. So this is how the key for Phycomycetes can be drawn based on the Aloxoporus system. Then we can delimit the 3 higher order fungi, 3 classes of the fungi into, if sexual reproduction is absent, then it is called as Deuteromycetes, fungi imperfecti. Then if sexual reproduction is present, if Ascus is the predominant sexual reproducing structure, then they belongs to Ascomycetes. If Basidium is the predominant structure, then they belongs to Basidiomycetes. So this is the overall view with respect to the distinctiveness of the classification. Now let us look into the individual classes and their nature. So class Chytridiomycetes has got zoospores with posteriorly located whiplash flagellum, and the thallus varies in this group. The nature of thallus varies. So there will be two conditions. If mycelium is absent, the thallus may be plasmodial or unicellular, or there may be rudimentary hyphae with rhizoids can be seen. If mycelium is present, it will be aseptate or non-septate with the cenocytic condition. And reproduction in Chytridiomycetes is basically zoospore formation. Asexual reproduction takes place by the formation of zoospores, and sexual reproduction can vary, but especially it forms in the resting spores, formation of resting spores. Maybe planogametic copulation due to these arrangements, it forms that particular aspects. And habitat, most of these fungi are aquatic and saprobic or parasitic on algae, fungi, on flowering plants. So these are some examples for Chytridiomycetes. Rosella, Allomyces, Blastocladia are the some examples for Chytridiomycetes. Then we will move on to the Hypochytridiomycetes. Here, the organisms that produce anteriorly uniflagellated zoospores with tinsel type of flagella, and again here varied type of thalli can be seen, and only rarely sexual reproduction is known in this form, Hypochytridiomycetes. Then we will move on to the another very large category, Oomycetes. They develop biflagellate zoospores with oppositely directed, nearly equal flagella, and well developed mycelium can be seen. And the speciality of this particular group is, here we can see planogametic copulation in the form of oogamous sexual reproduction. And here are some examples for that: Saprolagnia growing on some substrate, and Aclea and Aphanomyces these are some examples for Oomycetes. Then we will go for Plasmodiophoromycetes, where they are obligate endoparasites of aquatic vascular plants. So aquatic, again these are, or Cariaceae members or aquatic fungi. So they are the parasites. Here the zoospores are unequal biflagellate with both flagella of whiplash type. So plasmodial thallus. So thallus is plasmodial. So that's why the name Plasmodiophoromycetes. So sexual reproduction occurs in some species by fusion of motile, amoeboid or biflagellate isogametes, resulting in a zygote. And in class Zygomycetes, we can come across well developed mycelium with the septa developed in some of the older hyphae, or the rigorously growing hyphae are non-septate. The asexual reproduction accomplished by means of non-motile sporangiospore, that is aplanospore formation. So asexual reproduction takes place by gametangial copulation. Examples are well known: Mucor, Pilobolus, Syncephalastrum. These are some examples for Zygomycetes, and we can add Rhizopas. Several examples will be there in and around us. And Trichomycetes are another class of the algae where they Trichomycetes are another class of fungi where they grow attached to the intestinal tract or the exoskeletal of arthropods. Here the cenocytic hyphae are not as well developed as of the Zygomycetes, so they are a little bit less developed. Asexual reproduction is by the sporangiospores or conidia, that means aplanospores. They will form basically aplanospores only. Then Ascomycetes, septate mycelium consisting of uninucleate or multinucleate cells. This is very important to distinguish between Basidiomycetes and Ascomycetes. In basidiomycetes we can see binucleate cells, but here ascomycetes we can see uninucleate or multinucleate cells. The septa are perforated in the central and permit stand, that is cytoplasmic streaming can occur in these things, and the typical reproductive structures are ascus with 8 ascospores. This is very important because basidias are with the 4 basidiospores, and these are the comparative notes also. And these are some examples like Aspergillus, Penicillium are some of the examples. Pezaiza, Eremothecium, these are all the examples for ascomycetes. Then basidiomycetes, septate mycelium consisting of uninucleate or binucleate cells. The septa are again here also cytoplasmic streaming can be possible, and very important in basidiomycetes there is a production of clamp connections. So binucleate mycelium characteristically produce clamp connections, and typical reproductive structure is basidium with 4 basidiospores. And here are some examples for basidiomycetes as Tremella, Puccinia, Exobasidium. Now the form class Deuteromycetes is, the form class refers to artificially grouped fungi. So for the ease of identification. So here no true sexual cycles are observed. A parasexual cycle may be present, and they are classified based on color, shape and size of the conidia and conidiophores, along with fruiting bodies like Pycnidia, Acervuli, Cinneret and Sporodechia, like that. And here are some examples for form class Deuteromycetes. Philosticta, Holotrotrichum, Cladosporium are some of the examples. They are all growing on their hosts. Okay, so these are all only fungi, and these are all maybe legumes and leaves of some other plants. And form class lichens is again another artificially grouped, and which shows the symbiotic association with the algae and fungi, and composed of large group of dual organisms, phycobiont and mycobiont. The fungal partner is called as phycobiont, and the algal partner is called as phycobiont, and fungal partner is called as mycobiont, and they will form characteristic thalli. In most lichens the mycobiont is an ascomycetes, and only in few lichens it is basidiomycetes. So ascomycetes lichen come under a subclass Loculo-ascomycetidae or subclass Euascomycetidae. So these are some examples for lichens: Cladonia, Physia, Umbilicaria. I hope this particular system of classification that my lecture was useful to you, and if you like my lecture, like it, share it and subscribe it. Thank you for listening.